I tried to extend grace and just go from there. But I think that conversation actually led to an in-depth conversation with that agent. And she said, you know what? She told me it was about another agent, which whether or not that's true, who knows? But I said to her, if it is about another agent, unfollow the other agent. I told her I unfollow people that I find myself following and feeling not so great about myself about. But I think people miss the mark. They sit online and they're scrolling and they're hating on people and bringing negativity into their life. What would you tell somebody that is so scared about other people's opinions or so focused on what other people are doing that they're not succeeding themselves? What advice would you give that person? Because I know you'd have some good perspective there.
Isn't it interesting that of all of the amazing comments you will get, the one that you will focus on is the one that's negative? I mean, why is that? Like, why are we so conditioned to focus on the negative? You know what? It's so funny. You won't believe this, but I remember I was dating this guy and, he's like professing his love for me. And I looked at him and I'm like, yeah, like what's not to love? And he's like, seriously, like that's your response? And, for me, I just always think about like, let's look for what we love in other people. And like, why would you not love me? Like, it's not like I'm like, spreading hate. It's not like I'm being mean. Like what's not to love? So, I just think that when you get that mean comment, you need to go back to yourself and just say, what's not to love about me? Like everybody should love me, and focus on the people that are actually loving on you. Spend your time in that space, not the space on the people that are hating on you. I don't even worry about it. It just totally cracks me up. I don't even think twice.
People that I respect, mentors, people that are doing things at a high level, practitioners, always have the same answer. They're too busy like bringing positivity to other people's lives or their own lives, or breaking the pattern, because crabs in a bucket want to pull you into the mud. But when you don't even give them the time of day, or you give them that grace, you give them that love, it's very freeing. So compare it to this, right? You honk at somebody in traffic, or somebody honks at you in traffic and you respond negatively. Now you're thinking about that for the rest of the day, doing the George Costanza thing, running through, I should have said this, or I should have done this, versus, I'm so sorry about that. Have a wonderful day. Like roses and sunshine. Then you end up in a better spot, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And the thing about it is that, as I said, I always look for what I love in people, even the people that are, maybe a little bit salty. And for me, I just feel like, let's just think that there's something else behind that comment, not me. There's something else going on that I'm not privy to. And let's just extend that grace and let's just keep moving. Because if you just keep moving forward and not looking back, that it just gets further and further away. I'm just looking towards the future and who I can help, who I can pour into, and who wants to be around me.
Flavor in life. Let's talk about that, right? People that are characters that some other people have a hard time dealing with. I have a feeling you like characters, people that can be salty, people that can have flavor, that may come off a certain way. How do you see the best in people when sometimes other people may struggle or say, oh, he's this way, I could never deal with that person? Because I know there's people in my life that I genuinely have affection for that are almost caricatures of themselves, like are so much what the public sees them as, but everybody else can't deal with them when necessarily you can see better in people, right?
Yeah, but I think that comes with maturity. I think that when you are comfortable with yourself, you don't really get so whacked out with those people that maybe rub other people the wrong way. And in fact, I'm almost drawn to them more because I want to figure out like why does that person rub everybody the wrong way? Like what is the underlying deal with them? And it's almost like a puzzle to me. So those people, and it's, I don't know, what do they say? You attract what you project. Maybe that's why they love me, because I am that crazy person. But I mean, really, in all honesty, I look for what I love in every single person that I meet. And it doesn't matter to me what walk of life, it doesn't matter. There isn't anything or any person that I meet that I am immediately turned off by. Like I literally look for that wonderful in everybody. Sure. And if you prove to me that you have nothing wonderful, it's no problem. I just walk around you. You can either work with me or I'll work around you. It's your choice.
Yeah, as Giselle likes to say, a lot of times the haters are just very confused admirers, and they're hating on people because they're doing the things they want to do. That's the reality of it, right? But one of my favorite comments, I think by far, that I've heard on the platform.
I love it.
I do have a couple more questions for the social side of things, right? You know, I like to keep it practical and tactical. So if you're going to give people just a couple high level tips, and then we'll move on from the social, you know, how does an app like TikTok work? Like, can you explain why you think you get the traction you get on that platform? Is it the consistency of posting? Is it the time? Is it the content? Is it a mixture? Like, what are a couple quick tips you can give some people?
I think it's the consistency. Absolutely. I think that it's the format. And I think that it's my delivery. I think that people relate to me because I'm not perfect and I'm not trying to be perfect. So I think that people really, when they see me and they say, oh my gosh, she said a bad word, or her hair's a wreck, or she didn't put on any makeup. Like, I think that they see that realness and that attracts them, and they trust it. And they see me like I'm just one of them. And so I think that I'm relatable. I think that my delivery style is, is very good for most people. And I think that being consistent across the platforms has really been, the glue that has held all of it together. And I wasn't really consistent until April the 14th. So think through that. I was posting randomly from October to April. I got better in February. Okay, so October to February. So February 6th, I started becoming more intentional and posting more regularly. But it wasn't until April 14th that I became daily consistent across the platforms. And that was really the glue that held everything together.